Elon Musk has called for Nigel Farage to be replaced as leader of Reform UK just weeks after reports that the multi-billionaire was in talks to donate to that party. In a post on his social media site X, Musk said Farage does not have what it takes to lead the party, but he didn't explain his reasoning. Farage suggested that this was due to a disagreement over Musk's support for far-right activist Tommy Robinson. He said Musk's comment was a surprise, but that he would never sell out his principles. The comment from the unelected tech entrepreneur comes hours after Farage described Musk as a friend in an interview on the BBC. I am at a loss as to why people are paying attention to this unelected tech entrepreneur. I mean, he is not elected. He has no status or standing except he's a pal of Donald Trump.
Yes, and he obviously controls Twitter or X. He spent, $40-odd billion buying it, and he's making waves here. Look, he is causing problems for politicians in the UK. Nigel Farage did not see this attack coming. That is clear by his response. He said it's a surprise. Farage is trying to make light of it now, saying that when you're good friends with people, you can disagree on things, but it's quite clear that the bromance is over. And I think what will be really worrying Farage is that ultimately there was talk before Christmas of $100 million donation coming in for Reform UK from Elon Musk, and that clearly is not now going to happen. Or even if any money comes, I think part of the trade-off will be that Farage is not the leader of Reform.
Does he have a particular favourite? I mean, Tommy Robinson is not going to be that leader. That's quite clear. I don't think that could happen. They have 5 MPs in the House of Commons. So if not Farage, who?
Well, Pat, it seems Rupert Lowe is Musk's preferred candidate if there is to be a change in the leadership. Now, this is a very bizarre conversation because we're talking about a political party in Britain having a conversation about changing its leader because a man in America who is South African wants a change. So it's clearly not going to happen. But Musk has made clear that he likes what Rupert Lowe says. Now, Rupert Lowe is an MP in Great Yarmouth, which is over in the far east of England in Lincolnshire. He used to be in the sports world. He's a rugby man. He's very wealthy. He was involved with Southampton Football Club, Premier League club as they are now. And it seems that Musk really does like Rupert Lowe and would prefer him to be the leader of Reform. Now, the problem Reform has is that the flagship person who has carried them, who has the public profile, who gets all the media attention here, is Nigel Farage. So I can't see them changing. I really can't see Reform deciding to get rid of Nigel Farage because Elon Musk has decreed.
I mean, show me the money. If he says $100 million or pounds or euro, whatever, you'll get that if you change your leader. Would they take the money and run?
I don't think they will. I mean, Farage is very ambitious. All his critics have, we're now 5 years into Brexit being completed. It has been an unmitigated disaster for the British economy. Young people here, by every single metric, Brexit has been a calamity, and Farage was heavily involved in that. So, look, he is probably the most consequential politician of the last 25 years in the UK in terms of what he has been involved in and what he has made happen. But I just can't see Reform getting rid of Farage because he is a walking human headline and people do identify with him.
Now, the charge against Keir Starmer made by Elon Musk is about a historic gang grooming scandal. Now, many of us are scratching our heads and say, what was that all about? Can you remind us?
So before Keir Starmer went into politics and became an MP and leader of the opposition and now Prime Minister, he was the equivalent of the DPP in the United Kingdom. He was in charge of the Crown Prosecution Service. Now, what my reading of this basically is that Elon Musk has started to delve deeper into Starmer's past. He's looking for ammunition to attack the British Prime Minister with, and he has started reading up on these so-called grooming gangs and the scandals involved. Now, there were court cases, there were trials, there were prosecutions, and there are many, many men in prison right now for the sexual abuse and rape of young girls in towns like Oldham, Rotherham, and Telford. Now, Musk is calling for a full-scale public inquiry, and why he has come to life about all of this in recent days, tweeting and retweeting about it. Jess Phillips is a minister in the British government. She is safeguarding minister, and she has ruled out a public inquiry into what happened in Oldham, where young girls were sexually abused. Now, she's made it clear there is not going to be a public inquiry. The reason being, there has already been a national inquiry. It was completed 2 years ago by Professor Alexis Jay. She's one of the standout brains in Britain, a fine public servant, and she knows the law inside out, and she delivered the results of a national inquiry 2 years ago. As far as the British government and Keir Starmer are concerned, it has been dealt with. Starmer will not welcome this intervention yet again by Musk. And remember, if we go back to July last year when there were the riots going on, Musk got involved then, saying that civil war was inevitable in the UK. So he's consistently popping up, criticising Starmer and really kind of trying to make life unbearable for Starmer and to get him out of government.
It looks like he's playing politics. I mean, he's cozying up to the AfD in Germany. And, you know, he did cars, he did space, he did social media with X, and now he's playing with politics. I mean, what else is there when you have all the money in the world's richest man? What else do you do except look for some power? Well, why doesn't he put himself up for election? If he wants political power, let him get the right to represent his views.
Yeah, I think he knows the result of what the ballot would be. We've seen people try to go into politics with a lot of money before and they failed. And I think, in all honesty, Pat, you know, people in the UK now are sick and tired of Elon Musk intervening, constantly popping up with criticism of the country and its leadership, and very questionable support of Tommy Robinson. I mean, Tommy Robinson is in prison serving an 18-month sentence, and yet Musk seems to be singling him out as the future of the UK and some sort of hero to be applauded. Most people are repulsed by what Robinson stands for.
Don't forget his biggest mate in Mar-a-Lago is a man who could well be in jail if he wasn't the President of the United States. So go figure.